Lock in, Micah.
And a blue.
Micah, lock in.
Sorry. You're
Lock
right.
in, Micah. Micah.
Snapping out of it.
Welcome to the Soft Reset, the podcast where we talk about shiny Pokemon and hunt shiny Pokemon. I'm one of your hosts, Kiefer.
And I'm Micah.
And today, we're going to be back in Pokemon Leaf Green because neither of us have gotten the motherfucking Mewtwo yet.
A lot of Mewtwo's to be seen, all of them purple, none of them green.
I'm looking for the sick Mewtwo. The Mewtwo with COVID-19. The Mewtwo with Salmonella.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Do you want a little head start?
Is that okay? You gonna give me a head start?
Yeah, I'll give you a little head
so far
start.
behind.
I'll keep my hands up. Let's just see how many you can get in like what, 2 minutes, 5 minutes?
All right.
Hit a speed round.
All right.
What
That's purple.
he doesn't know is that I did some sneakadoodle resets before we started recording. Look at you go. You're speed running.
I'm speed running. How many are you gonna give me? 5? I think 5's fair.
But yeah, we're 3 episodes deep right now, and I feel like we've learned a thing or two since our first episode.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to talk about buttholes as much because, you know, some people have a problem with some buttholes, you know? This isn't a butthole podcast as much as I want it to be, you know? I mean, maybe one day it'll be.
My friend that I talked about in the last episode, Rozokin, he sent me a message and said that I didn't tell him that I talked about him in the episode. I just, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even tell him about the episode. He found it on his own. And
Okay, Mr. Motion.
Motion? What does that mean?
You got motion. You've never heard that? Oh my god, your age is showing, bro. Your age is showing.
Like you
got pull, girl. You got motion.
Okay, I see.
You got motion.
I see.
This is quickly going to turn into a podcast where I just teach you funny things.
You teach me slang.
So, Grandpa, when I say Riz, it's similar to charisma. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So when I got
Mm-hmm.
I got Riz. Let me know in the comments below. Do I got Riz?
My parents described to me what Riz was.
Wait, really?
Recently, yeah. Unfortunately, they heard it from my nephew, who is of age where, you know, like he's hearing all the terms in school. You know,
yeah, they got a
everybody's playing
toilet
Fortnite
fan club type beat.
Everybody's talking about Skibidi Toilet. Everybody's talking about, you know, Riz. Anyways, my mom says it. She comes to visit, and her and my dad are talking to us, and I don't remember how we got on it, but she was like, I guess you could say he's got Riz. And I was like, what? Where did you hear that? And then she described to me what it is because she'd heard it from my nephew, and he described it to her because she didn't know what it was. It was a really painful couple seconds of my life.
Yeah, that adds up. I feel like if my parents ever talked to me about Skibidi Toilet, I'd combust in the worst way, like into flames.
It's only a matter of time, right?
Honestly, you know what? You're right. I think after this pod, I'm gonna go over and show my dad Skibidi Toilet's entirety, like its entire cinematic universe. I'm gonna sit him
98
down.
episodes or whatever it is.
How many?
Isn't there like 100 episodes of that shit?
Yo, let us know in the comments below if we should do a watch party.
The whole thing.
While we're shiny hunting.
I'm ready to go. I gotta load it up right now. You say the word. I'm slapping that baby on.
Yeah, subscribe to our Patreon for the Skibidi Toilet episodes.
The Skibidi Toilet season. It's the whole season.
And then we get
season 2.
Then we get sent to DMCA, and we're just crushed.
Season 1, we actually shiny hunted. Season 2, we just watched Skibidi Toilet. We didn't touch Pokemon at all. We didn't talk about Pokemon. Yeah.
We actually just straight up become like, we go to Targets and buy the Skibidi Toilet blind bags. Have you seen those, by the way? They sell $40 blind bags that are just giant toilets. I wish I was making that up. I saw one today in the Pokemon section.
I think sort of tracks because so much of like kids' blind bag toys are just like poop and like toilet humor anyways, where if you're getting a mystery box toilet, like that still kind of tracks, but it's weirder that they open it and it's a random like grown man's head in there. Like that's what makes it strange.
No, what? No. What do you expect in your skibbity toilet? I feel like I've said that word a little too many times.
we've
Like,
spent more
like,
time talking.
take a drink
I
every
joked.
time you hear me say it, you know?
I joked about this craziest pivot in history from a Pokemon shiny hunting podcast into a skibbity toilet podcast. We've already talked about skibbity toilet more than we've talked about Pokemon on this episode. So it's happening in real time.
You know what else is happening in real time? Children.
Well, go ahead. I'm going to need you to finish quickly.
Wait. Okay. Gambling.
Gambling?
No.
Oh,
yes.
I see what you're saying. Okay. That was an incredible segue. That was I would say a 9 out of 10 segue because I had no idea where you were going.
I've been known to be good at my segues. That's literally one of my specialties. Have some appreciation or something, man. Because, like, goddamn. But
I appreciate it.
There is insane amounts of gambling at my local Targets right now. We went today.
At Target?
This is important.
Hold on.
This is important.
I'm confused because I thought you were going somewhere else, but now I don't know where we're going. We're talking about Target. Okay,
hold on. I'm going from skibbity toilet blind bags.
Yes, which is sort of gambling, right?
How every single toy in a toy section now is a form of blind bag.
Yes.
To Christmas stuff is set up at local Targets, and it is all blind bag ornaments.
What? Ornaments?
Dude, they're trying to make me gamble on an ornament.
Of all of the things that you would want to gamble on, why would you want to gamble on an ornament?
And they're all like Funko ornaments too, so like they're the worst kind of ornament.
Well, now it makes more sense.
Dude, it's crazy how much there is.
Oh yeah, everything. There's so many things too where it's just like, oh, it's a cute little, I don't know, Sanrio keychain or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's 5 characters, but you still got to gamble for it.
And it's like $12, and you don't even get the one you want.
Or you can just go on eBay, spend $2 more, and get the one that you actually want because someone
that
pulled it and is selling it. That ruins the fucking
fun, bro.
Fun?
Are you crazy? It's all about
this.
It's all about the thrill of the hunt. Are you crazy? Somebody's never went hunting with their dad before.
I mean, this hat does not say Midwest Hunter, so
okay, princess, listen, all right.
Literally never in my life, as a Wisconsinite, ever once gone hunting. So
in the real world, us predators are.
You
wait, I can't say that. Rewind. Cut it. Cut that out. Audio listeners. Mike is pulling his dick out.
Don't try to cover for yourself. Don't throw me under the bus.
Oh, Pokemon! My point with all that, though, is to go into how TCG Pocket is awesome. However, it is still gambling.
That's where I thought you were going. You took
gambling is
crazy detour to get here.
Can I say something brave on this podcast? Can I use our podcast platform of like 14 people to say something brave?
Right before the election.
Gambling. I think gambling is good. We should teach gambling in schools.
I think it teaches you valuable lessons about when to call it quits, right? Which is never.
As in never.
Because
only losers call it quits, Micah.
That meme
if you
of the
win,
guy.
you never quit.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to be the guy in the meme that gave up right as he's about to break through the wall.
Hey, the odds are on your side. Probability are numbers. Who made numbers? Men.
Okay, well, hold on. We're taking it. We're detouring it. That was a crazy pivot.
Listen, I'm just saying, man. Real men gamble. Okay. Just like how I'm about to gamble and get a shiny Mewtwo right now. Kaboom!
You almost said Hawk Tuah. I heard you almost said Hawk Tuah. You were on the verge of it. I keep resetting standing in front of Mewtwo.
And you
I gotta
and you
stop.
wonder why I've got 100 more
I
right now.
know,
Like,
I
that's
know.
crazy. Here, I'll give you a few more. I'll stand in front of Mewtwo. I'll have a cute little conversation with him. I'll ask him how he's doing.
How about instead of talking to Mewtwo, you tell me about TCG Pocket?
So shout out to our sponsors of today's video.
No.
Mr. Beast blind bag. No,
Skibbity toilet mystery boxes.
shout out to Target for sponsoring today's video. Mewtwo!
Oh, there he is.
TCG Pocket is fucking sick. That's where I wanted to go with this. I don't know if any of you guys have played it yet. I assume you have. It just came out this past weekend as of recording this. It is everything we've always wanted TCG Live to be, which is sad, but also true. It's got a great pack opening system so far. I mean, I haven't gotten too involved in the microtransactions yet, except spending like 30, 40 bucks on more packs because, you know, you got to win big. You can't give up. Gambling.
Can't give up. Can't give up.
And it worked. I got 2 of those immersion rares. So
they don't call us whales for nothing. That's actually probably just because of our weight. But
wait, you're just gonna make the fat joke for them? That's crazy.
You got to beat them in the punch. You know what I mean? Did getting bullied in school not teach you anything? You got to beat them there before they can get there. You know what I mean?
No, dude. I got bullied in school, and then I got upset when it didn't work. They tried to put me in a locker. I didn't fit. I asked them to try again. That's a real story. I wish I was making that up.
It can't.
But now
real.
look at me. I'm a gambling mastermind. I control the slots.
I put myself in lockers all the time.
You know it, baby. But TCG Pocket's sick. The best part about it to me, though, is how they have streamlined and made I almost said the combat gameplay of the card game very simple and fun. And I'm hoping and praying and clenching my cute little buttocks that the app gets people more into the actual card game.
Yes, I agree. I hope that that's the case too. I think it's going to be really interesting because of the way that the gameplay for the app is set up. TCG Pocket, for those who don't know, is a like TCG Lite version of the actual card game.
For my Yu-Gi-Oh gamers in chat,
differently.
Think of for Yu-Gi-Oh players, think of Speed Duels versus Master Duel.
I don't know what that means.
Essentially what it is. There's a few Yu-Gi-Ohs in here, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, continue.
A few what? A few what's that?
What?
Shout out the gays who play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Gay community. W's.
It's like I'm assuming Speed Duels in Yu-Gi-Oh are like that, where it's
very fast. You have three.
Limited.
You have 3 monster zones, 3 spell and trap card zones. It's very fast.
Okay. There are certain things in TCG Pocket that have made it a little bit like one main example being that you don't have to include energy in your deck. You only have a 20 card deck instead of a 60 card deck, which you have in normal TCG. So you are limited to just those 20 cards, and those 20 cards do not include energy because you were just given an energy every turn. True. Which is awesome, and I think honestly the way that it should play. I get why it doesn't for the actual TCG, but it is kind of nice. And I've seen that one of the first people that I battled in the actual versus mode of TCG Pocket had a 4 type deck, and I watched them stall out because it randomizes what energy it's going to give you next. Yep. And they just kept pulling like psychic energy, but everything that they had out required either like fire energy or water energy, and they didn't pull any of them. So I watched them stall out in real time. Just kind of safely assumed that was probably a kid that I was battling and was not like fully aware of what was going on. That's one of the ways that they've made it simpler or simplified.
Yeah, I love the system. I think it's insane.
But it'll be interesting to see how that translates for people who want to actually play the real TCG after this. Sure. Because you are kind of like missing out on some of the specifics of the actual card game.
I mean, OG card game is all about like it's a heavy search card game. So you're almost always in your deck. You're almost always trying to keep track of what your prize cards are, which prize cards aren't even in the TCG Pocket too. So that's a whole nother avenue of like understanding it. There is definitely a lot of depth to the Pokemon TCG that is interesting and fun and awesome. I hope that this epic gambling app is a gateway drug to more gambling.
Definitely the gambling aspect to it.
It's a gotcha game.
Two packs per day, right? It's like,
wait, do I have one?
It's like 12 out. I think we probably both have packs ready to go.
Joke's on you. I open my packs ahead of time.
I've
oh
got
my
packs
god!
open.
Wait, we're gonna open pack. Oh my god, I have a pack. Wait, no, I have 55 minutes.
I got a notification for it.
I get a notification, dude. Shut
push,
up.
I got a push notification on my
on
my cellular telephone. Your pack stamina has recovered. You can open a booster pack. I've been deep in the.
I'm deep in Pikachu right now.
Don't say that. I've been really deep in the Genetic Apex Mewtwo packs because I'm trying to get a Venusaur EX so that I can run that.
Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop.
Stop. Audio listeners, he is spinning his Pikachu packs on his phone.
I'm spinning my shit right now. Straight up helicopter dick. All right, here's a cool thing you can do. Ready? I can peek. Okay, I got nothing. Fuck this. I'm out. Great podcast, everybody. I'm out of here.
Tell me when to stop. Oh, wait. I got a backwards pack.
Low key, bro.
Should I do the backwards pack?
Nah, fuck the backwards pack.
All right. You tell me when to stop.
Audio listeners, what if I just never say it?
Then I'm going to keep going.
Let me get a few encounters in real quick.
It's going to be a 2-hour episode of just...
Stop! Whoa, that guy in the pack looks exactly like the guy we're shiny hunting. What the hell?
Oh! I got something.
Gambling!
Cubone. Okay. Hitmonlee. Zubat. Oh, Cubone!
Look at him crying like a little baby.
Cute. So the way that it works is you get 2 packs a day, right? It's like 12 hours apart. It's set on a timer, and you can pay to reduce the timer. If you have the premium, whatever it is, the like subscription, the battle pass or whatever the hell it is, you get.
I got that Fortnite battle pass, bro.
You can
Fortnite battle pass.
You can get a 3rd pack every day. That's how you open stuff. The problem is it's 5 cards per pack, and the pull rates are absolutely atrocious.
Where all my Genshin Impactors at? You're gonna love this game.
Yeah.
Does it have a pity system? I didn't even look into that yet.
It does have a pity system, but it is.
Oh shit! Genshin Impactors, you know where to go.
Pretty brutal pity system too.
I think I saw that pulling a gold rare, the crown rare, is like a 0.15% or something absolutely insane.
0.015%, I think is what it is. Let's
is
look
that
at
better
the
than a
offering
shiny?
rates. 0.015. It is one in. I did this math because one of our friends and coworkers was asking me questions
Gabe
about
moment.
it. Steve, it wasn't Gabe. It was Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Steve was saying.
Oh, that's why you said coworker. That makes way more sense.
Stop. I said friend and coworker. 0.013% chance, which translates roughly to 13 in 100,000 chance of pulling that card.
That's not bad.
That's the craziest copium I've ever heard.
That's not that bad. See, once you shiny hunted yourself a few shinies, you know, like 2 out of 200,000.
Okay, Mr. Regularly under odds for everything you want.
Hey, I don't want to hear it, man. Audio listeners, I saw 72,000 Pokemon before I got a shiny Torchic, okay?
Okay, but what are you counting for the 72,000? Are you counting the Poochyena in that too?
What?
Because you did phase on an uncatchable Poochyena at least once, right?
4 times!
4 times you got the Pooch?
Yes. So I did 38,000 soft resets, which equals out to around 72,000 total Pokemon seen, and I phased on 4 Poochyenas, which is technically it was 1 phase away from being worse than when I hunted Pikachu in Viridian Forest.
That's nuts. I didn't realize you phased on it 4 times with Poochyena. That's disgusting. Either way, you did also still get both of the Lotties in like crazy good time.
That's true. That is
you
true.
have historically pretty good shiny luck so far.
You know how I explain it? Because my friends always say that I have like crazy luck. I only have good luck for stupid things. Like, it is only for stupid shit that I have good luck. Like farming a fucking weapon in RuneScape or like a little pet in RuneScape versus like this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have a 1 in 20 chance of getting a shiny at all times, but you also have a 1 in 20 chance of your house burning down
or shitting my pants.
Or
yeah,
shitting
no,
your pants.
No,
That's
you're
way less.
it's like a roulette.
That's way less serious than
it's like
mine,
a wheel.
So let's go with yours.
It's like a wheel. Like there's like 9. Let's say it's a wheel with like 20 fucking slots. 15 of them are all good things, but then there's like 5 that's like getting diabetes. Your house exploding. Where'd mom and dad go? You know what I mean? A butthole fisher, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty rough. And then the pity system is like you get pack points, I guess is what it's called. I think the dust is for something else.
You think they went into like a boardroom for figuring that one out?
Pack points.
These are
PP.
pack points. Oh, it cooks.
It's PP. Yeah,
it cooks.
They did actually kind of cook. So for a normal EX, it's 500 pack points. So you can get the big like art cards, like the immersive art cards and stuff like that. That's the big thing that is pretty exciting about this for people that don't know and have not touched TCG Pocket. Our choices are Charizard, Pikachu, and Mewtwo. Like,
yeah, I want really the Mewtwo escaping from the dungeon.
It is sick.
Free my boy Mewtwo, you know?
With the Mew and the...
He did nothing wrong.
In the tank.
There's a Mew in the tank in the immersion art?
Yeah, it just like pops in for a second. Because it gave
serious? That sounds sick as fuck. Wait.
Birth to Mewtwo. That's why he's Mewtwo. Imagine if that's how we named our children. You know, like if I had a kid and I named it Micah too.
Yeah, what the fuck were they thinking, bro? Team Rocket, what the fuck? Yeah, how about we name it Mewtwo? And then like Giovanni just does a standing ovation for the scientist.
You know,
it was probably just Giovanni.
That was probably Giovanni's idea, and you know the scientists were like, "Please, we can come up with something better. This is the worst branding." But nobody wanted to stand up to him, so he was like, "Okay, I guess."
All right, keep your eyes peeled for the Mew.
This is an incredible bit for the audio listeners. I'll describe what's going on.
Yeah.
Kiefer showing his phone to the camera. We're looking at the Mewtwo immersion art. It goes through the window behind the Mewtwo, wall. And it goes through the ground, and then in the basement is the little tube, and there's the Mew in the glass. You can see it, and then it zooms back out, and he's escaping the lab.
I'm not even kidding. I still didn't see the Mew. Oh, I'm blurry! Audio listeners?
He put his phone down, and then he also was blurry. That's what happened.
Bottomless.
That's what happened.
Audio listeners, I'm bottomless.
He's also bottomless suddenly. He moved his phone out of the way, and all of his clothes were off. It was crazy.
Audio listeners, you know how we roll.
I don't even know how he did that. He would have had to get a shirt over his hand that was holding the phone.
You know how we roll, baby. You know what's crazy to say that? Because I don't even know if we have audio listeners, because Spotify apparently lets you upload video podcasts now.
It does.
I don't know when they did that, but they did it.
We kind of submitted expecting it to be an audio only podcast, and it just straight up puts the whole video on there. Now, because we're hosting through Spotify, our RSS feed is through Spotify. Well, it's Anchor FM or whatever it is. When you submit that, then when you take the RSS feed and use it on other like podcast aggregating apps, like Pocket Cast or something like that, it'll probably just give you the audio. So for those that are using aggregators like that, probably just getting audio podcast, and probably actually a part of the audio listeners bit. So
finally,
we had a couple people ask for the RSS feed on the last episode. So
yeah, dude, shout out to the people that are watching. Like, thank you so much. Also, like, a few of you actually posted in the hashtag. Thank you for showing us that you were shiny hunting while listening. That was awesome. Audio listeners, Micah was giggling off microphone. Micah was laughing.
I appreciate that you got there without saying something insane.
Hey, I'm offensive. I'm evolving like a Pokemon, okay? See what I did there?
I did.
Call me
did
Ditto.
See what you did there. That is it. Like the blob, the one that
Vine Boom.
You can't just say it's Vine Boom. You can't just say Vine Boom because I can't hear your soundboard right now.
I clicked it, by the way. You were the audio listener there, and I helped you.
So the immersive art cards, it's 1,500 pack points for one of those. It is 2,500 pack points for the gold cards. There are 3 gold cards. There's the Charizard, Pikachu, and Mewtwo, because that's the theme for Genetic Apex.
The crowns.
Which Genetic Apex is a very weird name for this, but
you know, I thought that too. I personally hear the word Apex quite a lot because that's usually how people refer to me. Alpha, Apex, stuff like that. But
Apex
yeah,
of the
I mean,
food chain a little
genetic
bit.
apex, like what does that even mean, you know?
That's,
What'd you say?
you know, huh?
Hmm?
It's, you know, the apex of genetics. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, like literally me. Actually, now that we think about this, yeah. Yeah.
The genetic apex, I think, for Mewtwo kind of makes sense because it's like, you know,
Yeah.
the gene splicing and the whatever. But then it's Charizard and Pikachu. Like,
I could even
who's
argue
looking at
Charizard
Pikachu
is
and going,
understandable,
that
but
is the genetic apex of Pokemon?
dude, ain't nobody looking at the rat and thinking that. Are you crazy? Pikachu!
Team Rocket, maybe, because they chased that motherfucker for.
Yo, I get it like the anime. That was a banger.
Yeah, hey, I do what I can.
Dude, this Micah
And I do what
guy's
I
good
must.
at this. What the hell?
The moral of the story is it's a lot of pack points to get to where you can get something that is like really valuable. One of the like really high rarity things. We're also in the weird stage of the game right now where so many people are playing it because it just came out that everybody's posting their like crazy wins.
Yep.
So everyone feels like the pull rates are better. But they're actually just normal.
Oh yeah.
We're just
I mean, we can
more
even
pull
touch on
rates.
how everybody thinks that the bent in the pack means they got something good.
God,
But I'm here.
I can't believe
We are here right now to debunk that theory. It is a gotcha game, ladies and gentlemen. It is predetermined. But I will say, because this is because I'm they call me the segwayer where I come from.
Okay.
Yeah, I be segging my way. You know what I'm saying? She's segging.
No, you got it.
On my
You'll get there.
On my wad till I A, you know? It's really refreshing to actually see something from Pokemon because we have been in the dark ages of information, bro. How long has it been since we've learned about anything related to like Z to A or like, I don't know, a statement from them of what's going on or what to expect, I guess, outside of new upcoming mobile apps? Like, I feel like it has been, dare I say, a long time.
I'm actually curious how long it's been since they announced Z to A.
Oh, I think it's been 8 months. I think somebody made a post about it. I think it's been like 8 months or 9 months. It's been a while.
That's crazy.
And I feel like we would have heard something about it at this point now as we are now in November, getting closer and closer to the Christmas season and Q4 being absolutely probably crazy for Nintendo. So it's like my brain's thinking, here's my take. If we don't hear anything by the end of November, it's 100% going to be saved for Pokemon Day.
I really, really doubt we're gonna get anything before the end of the year.
The that's
calendar
crazy.
year, because I feel like it's probably gonna be reserved for pushing whatever holiday stuff Nintendo is gonna want to push for the holiday, right?
Like Brothership.
It's November. We're in the holiday season already. So
I already saw the holiday Switch bundles at my local Targets today. It's the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition or whatever.
Yeah, and
the
that
OLEDs
kind of I think makes sense too for them to try to get as much like focus on existing stock of stuff before they announce the new system, because the second that they announce it, nobody's gonna want to, like, you know, the people who aren't chronically online like we are, as soon as they know a new console's coming, then they're gonna not want to buy an existing console for the holiday season, which is what they don't want to happen, because they want to sell hardware for the holiday season along with their software, which is why they do bundles and stuff like that. So I feel like they're gonna focus on whatever they're gonna focus on for the holiday season now and save for next year.
You look at what Nintendo has been announcing too, like shadow dropping, like what was it, Banjo-Kazooie 2 on NSO, Alarmo, the music app. Like, I feel like as funny as all that shit is, like those are all Nintendo Direct worthy announcements to be in a Direct. Like, so it's like, why are we getting a lot of these like weird shadow dropped stuff that have no big announcements or like big like videos for? And it's to me that just screams we're done. Like, that we are not going to get anything for the rest of this month. We are going into the new year with no new information about what's coming next, both for Pokemon and for Nintendo.
Yeah, it's looking kind of grim. I looked up too because I was curious what the trends are for Nintendo Directs, because they, you know, and not that Pokemon has to stick to a Nintendo Direct, they could, and not that Nintendo has to stick to their trends for Nintendo Directs either. They could kind of decide whatever they want to decide and change it up however they want. It's really kind of their call. But There have been it's been for the last few years. They have a September direct, which they did this year.
Ooh.
And then, right? Did they have a direct in September?
No.
I actually can't remember. No, it was just in June, right?
I think the last direct is when they announced Mario Brothers ship.
Oh, we had the Indie World and the partner showcase in like August, but we did not have an actual Nintendo Direct, which historically there has been one in September for the last few years. Yeah, they don't have to stick to that, right? And who knows what the actual reality of that is going to be, if they're going to stick to the trends for it or whatever. But and Pokemon doesn't have to stick to it either, but we're at the point now where like it's a month or so to go before the holiday season, like before the holidays, and they're not going to announce anything this close. I feel like it just kind of doesn't make sense for them to, especially because if there is something about Legends Z to A that is, like, people are speculating it being on both the current Switch and the whatever the new Switch is, like they've done previously with things like Zelda and like Breath of the Wild and stuff like that, then they're gonna want to advertise it with the new hardware, right? They're gonna want to show it the best way that they can, and by doing that, they show their hand that something is already in the works and that something is going to come of it. Don't think they want to do that before the holiday season. I think they want to wait until after people have spent their money on existing Switch stock before they show that something new is coming. They already kind of did that. We did get just this last week news that Xenoblade Chronicles X is getting a remaster.
Oh, that was another thing that just randomly shadow dropped.
Yeah, which is crazy, and also the final nail in the coffin for the Wii U. Like, that's the last remaining piece of the puzzle for like big Wii U games that people actually cared about. Don't say
Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD are still not on the Switch.
Okay, but those are on other. So you're right. You're right. That's another weird. That happens so many times. How many times have we heard like, oh, it's coming, and like retailers put listings up for it and shit like that, and then it just never happens.
It's got to be just a giant joke at that point, right?
So maybe it's coming. I don't know. Maybe they're saving that for the next.
I am fully on team. Take as long as you can, or take as long as you want, as long as the product is good.
Yes,
as long as the amount of time 100%. Put into said product shows, I'm here for it, right?
Yes.
And 100%. Especially Pokemon, because I mean, we all played Scarlet and Violet. You know, we can all, call it what it was. It was a great and fun, enjoyable video game that sadly could not work well on a Nintendo Switch.
Yes. Unfortunately,
it ran like shit, man. That shit was dog shit. Well. And like, I would hope that Game Freak, which so far feels like it, but we don't know what's going on the inside. I'm not Senor Game Freak himself, which I am a freak of games.
I have heard that that's who's running the show over there is Senior Game Freak.
It's actually me. No, I really hope that Z-Day has polish. That's where I'm going with this, is that if it's going to take this long, if you're not going to tell us anything, if you are going radio silent on us for almost a year, getting close to a year, that game better be fucking god tier. No, that sounds like, I feel if I say that, it sounds, I almost sound like I just entitled.
Wanted to. Everybody loved Legends Arceus, right? Like that was the big recent Pokemon game that everyone has felt like was the pinnacle of Pokemon in the last few years, or at least the Switch life cycle, that Legends Arceus is the pinnacle of Pokemon on the Switch, right? That's the impression that
You'll definitely get some people arguing against that, but I think overall I would hope to agree that people think that. I mean, there's a lot of people who hate the gameplay cycle, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think you're right. I think universally is the word I'm looking for. PLA is considered like beloved.
Sure.
Beloved.
This might be controversial take, but
this guy's getting controversial on our political podcast.
I don't think on the day before election day, getting controversial on this is the election episode.
Yep.
Mewtwo says get out and vote. You pieces of shit. Sorry. I do not think that Legends Arceus was graphically exciting. I did not like how it looked. Personally, I felt like it was kind of an ugly looking game. And I know that part of that is a stylistic choice for how they use the shaders and stuff like that. It's got like kind of a cell shadedness to it that I think was a cool experiment.
Yeah.
But as far as
it felt like they
style
got their halfway.
Yes.
It needed more. Because as of right now, it still looks like a tech demo.
Yeah, and that was
sucks.
the vibe that I got from it too, is that it does feel very tech demo-y. But I think, and I'm not certain because I'm not, I wasn't on the development team. Contrary to popular belief, I was not in there with Senior Game Freak cooking on Legends Arceus.
I saw your name. I saw your name on the credits.
Just pick any name out of there. That was my name. They changed it. They had to change it, but that was my name.
It was a translation error.
Yeah. It wasn't. There was nothing I could do about it. So
no, it is what it is.
We just said the same thing at the same time.
It's like that white man saying tier list is what it is. Is like S tier.
White people saying tier list. It is what it is.
Holy Toledo.
Right.
I mean, hey, I think
right
I still
behind.
think the best
Cat
looking.
got your tongue.
Oh shit! I think the best looking Pokemon game is Let's Go.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say, and maybe that's not what people like. I'm sure people feel like Legends Arceus is way better as far as the style goes, because it feels more mature, maybe, or more
Breath of the Wild,
modern. Yeah, Breath of the Wild. So what I was gonna say though is my take on it, or my understanding of what they were going for. Or my interpretation, at least, of what they were going for is kind of like a watercolory sort of, kind of like not antique, but like.
Is it crazy to say feudal Japan-y?
Yeah, I mean that's what Sinnoh's based on, and that's what a lot of that feels like it was,
Yeah, like
based in,
like the ink brush.
That totally makes sense. And that's the vibe that I get when I see that like cell shading and the, the kind of muted colors and stuff like that. Feels like it's supposed to mimic that, which is a stylistic choice that makes total sense. I respect it. Personally, I am in love with the Let's Go style, and I think that showed more polish graphically than Legends Arceus did. Granted, it is a much more contained game. It is locked in zones.
I mean, it's only got the 151, so
it's also like zone locked, so you're not, it's not an open world game. You're not traveling all over the place. Like there's not the same kind of like massive draw distance that you have to work on in Legends Arceus, stuff like that. But still, I kind of love that art style more, and I hope that they kind of lean into that approach a little bit more.
Like that's kind of where I'm at with Game Freak. It's very like, I hope this happens. I know it won't, but I hope it does.
Either way, as far as the game itself goes, the gameplay, Legends Arceus did stuff that I think needed to be done for Pokemon.
I have a. Holy shit! I couldn't get that out.
You got it. You got it.
I don't know if it's a popular or unpopular take or like a crazy take, but I've said it before to you. I've said it before to people. I think PLA is the perfect example of competitive Pokemon holding back.
Okay.
I think because of how deeply ingrained competitive Pokemon is in Pokemon's core.
Yes.
Pokemon will not innovate that aspect as much as they should or could compared to other JRPGs, because I mean, we live in an age with Persona doing what Persona does, or the SMT games looking as good as they do, as well as Dragon Quest doing what Dragon Quest does, and yet Pokemon has not evolved in that aspect in 20 years.
I saw a lot of people drawing comparisons to Xenoblade Chronicles X and Pokemon, specifically Scarlet Violet, but
I think this Legends series is our ticket to see innovation, because I don't think they should innovate mainline Pokemon, like actual generations, because of how important competitive is to Pokemon. You know, I think they figured that out. I mean, yes, make competitive more interesting throughout adding more concepts and adding things, but the general core of the RPG that is competitive, I don't think needs to change, and Legends will be the change we want.
Mm-hmm.
Because they already did it with PLA. The combat system was not totally different, but you had strong style, speed style. You actually had turn order like a classic RPG.
Right.
Like, and I love that shit. And I also think that's another reason why I think PLA is like an S tier video game and an S tier Pokemon game.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think that there could be that those things can exist together, right? Like, I think that if they are innovative enough, they can come up with ways for that competitive aspect of the game or that competitive corner of the game to still exist in a Legends type game. I personally don't care about the competitive aspects of Pokemon. I'm there for the story and the gameplay and the characters and the Pokemon and the collection and stuff like that. I'm there for everything else except for the competitive aspect of it. I do not care.
I'm right there with you, but I would actually argue it's probably a majority of Pokemon. Maybe not a majority. I feel like that might be crazy to say. But a ginormous chunk of Pokemon is the competitive fan base.
Yeah, which is interesting because that even despite that, so many people, vocally love and praise Legends Arceus, despite the fact that it did not have a competitive scene, which I think is an interesting thing to take into account. And maybe that's just because competitive players are okay with keeping their, mainline game. I fully expect at some point we'll get something where it just kind of bleeds together, and then that's the new Pokemon.
Yeah,
mechanic
that would be sick.
Going forward. It's just like
I obviously want PLA catching to return. I think it would be crazy to not have that as a core mechanic. But I also would like to see the Let's Go mechanic from Scarlet and Violet return.
Yeah,
I don't want to battle. I do, and I want it to be more interesting. But until it becomes more interesting, I don't want to do it.
It's going to be crazy to see what they do, because what we know so far about Legends ZA is that it all takes place in Lumio City, right?
Yes.
Like that's not...
Yeah, that's pretty much all we know.
Pretty much the only thing we know, but that is, I think, like officially confirmed, right? Like that was part of...
That was on their website.
On the website, yeah.
Yeah, so, when they did their initial like trailer, that was what was on the website.
Right. So we're getting a contained-ish story. I mean, they could... Lumio City and XY was... Yeah. But it also was
sucked.
Like a couple things that you could actually go into and then streets that you could go down. There were a ton of buildings and stuff there, but you couldn't actually do anything in any of those buildings.
No, there wasn't a lot of exploration. I mean, there was a lot of streets, like you said.
Pokemonified, where it's like, or like RPGified, where it's overworld is smaller than it, like the house is this big, but then you go inside and it's actually this big.
Yeah.
So there's definitely potential for it to be massive, but there is still that initial concern that like, well, what's gonna, like, how big could it be, or like how much of a like sprawling wild area or whatever is there gonna be if it's all taking place in this city? We don't know anything about it. We don't know what the...
I think the only other thing we know is that megas are back based on the teaser at the end.
Right. Which I'm fully expecting new megas. Like, I think that's a given. Do you think
they'll give Gen 6 starters mega forms? Because I feel like, why would you not remake Gen 6? Like, if you're remaking Gen 6, why would you not give them their megas?
I feel like they gotta. I feel like that makes perfect sense for them too, especially because, they gave Gen 3 starters megas in Oras. Why would they not?
Right.
Why would they not do it for
megas in X and Y?
Yeah, I think they're long overdue for megas. That's just fun though. Like, I've never been one to be like megas are the end all be all of Pokemon. I know there are a lot of people that are extremely in the camp of like megas were the coolest thing Pokemon's ever done. And the fact that they've never done it again is like robbing us of one of the coolest things they've ever done. I do not necessarily feel that way. I think they're awesome.
I don't either.
But I like the innovation of like new gimmicks and new forms and stuff like that. And I think that having new and different forms in different games or different generations is a fun thing. And I think sticking to just megas would get really boring.
Oh yeah. I mean, regional forms, I think, are one of the best things to ever happen to Pokemon.
I agree completely.
It's probably my favorite thing. Or like not even just regional forms, but like how Scarlet and Violet had those convergent forms or whatever they're called, like Wiglet.
Oh yeah,
I also really like that. Also, but I guess it was also kind of weird because like why would you not just call it
like Paldean
Diglett or Paldean Whoop? Or they did call it Paldean Whooper, didn't they?
They did call it Paldean Whooper. That's true.
Wait, I never really put thought into this. That's crazy.
So part of the problem that this has created, which isn't really a problem, but you know, it's an interesting issue, is that when you have a regional form in the dex entry, like the dex number, it does not have a new dex number.
No, it's like 115A, 115B.
Right. Paldean Whooper is still whatever Whooper's dex number was.
Yeah.
Like 200 something or 100. I don't remember what Whooper's dex number is. But Clodsire has a new dex number, right? So for Wiglet and Wugtrio, those, because they're convergent forms or whatever it is, those have dex entries, and they're not, you know, because
the
Diglett dex
right,
entry.
Because my brain was thinking, oh well, maybe they did that because you know we already have a Alolan, right? But then Meowth has 2 regional forms.
I'm really sad that we didn't get a Paldean Meowth. That was you want to talk about Game Freak robbing us? We're getting robbed by not getting a new Meowth form every single time they make a new game.
Dude, you know, and not only that, but it also got a G-Max form.
Yes, and it was great. G-Max Meowth.
Why did we get so much Meowth?
Because Meowth
there was more
incredible.
Meowth than there was like Pikachu or Eevee.
Well, let's not go crazy now. Actually, no, you're right. We also didn't get a Mega Pikachu or Mega Raichu, which like maybe we'll get that.
It's crazy. I hope it's
Shocking.
Mega Raichu personally. Hey,
it's
get it because it's electric type?
Gorochu or whatever the like.
And you're telling me people wouldn't fucking eat that shit up?
Oh, they would go nuts for it. They would
I'm
absolutely
obese,
go nuts for it.
And I would still eat that shit up. Obese.
I mean, are you telling me you're not gonna?
That's crazy. All right.
Well, you know, that's not a, you know, I'm not coming for you or anything.
You're coming on me. I'm sorry.
You want to talk about obese?
Micah the Brave, Micah the Beast.
Stop. You cannot start calling me that.
I am. That's literally anytime I see you in work calls, Micah the Beast.
Do not, especially in a work setting. So it's exciting to see that there's like new stuff coming, but yeah, I hope that it still innovates more than just being like a second Legends game. Like I want it to be something new and fun too, which already I think it is, because it's not going to be, it is going to be like contained to this city, or contained, you know, I shouldn't say that because we have no idea. It could all
we don't know anything.
We also don't know time frame. Like it could be past Lumio City, where like the whole thing is basically just wild. What if it's an alternate timeline where the gun went off?
They got like a pistol,
like the big flower gun.
Well, doesn't that go off in X and Y?
Yeah, but what if the cannon took it all out? Like, what if this is post-apocalypse Lumio?
That'd be sick.
You know what I mean?
You know what fucking sucks about doing this though? Is because we are now building up an expectation of something that could potentially be freaking epic. And then Game Freak's just like, this is Lumio City 2 days after the events of Pokemon X and Y.
See, okay, here's my take on that though. It's fun to speculate on stuff, right? And you can't stop the enjoyment of like speculating on things just because the likelihood of that happening is low.
Speculate that,
right?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's still fun to speculate, and we can't stop ourselves from doing that.
No, I agree.
It's fun, right?
Yeah,
it's just tempering your expectations and not expecting that what you're speculating is going to be what actually happens. And still enjoying what actually happens. What did you say? What megaform?
Shuckle.
I would go
more, and it's
feral
got
for
more
that.
holes.
It's just all, well, it's like Hydrapple, right? It's just a bunch of Shuckle heads coming.
No,
it's just a turtle with a bunch of
one Shuckle head and a shit ton of holes. Like even more holes.
That's like kind of what they did with Blastoise too, though, right? They just gave him a ton of holes.
And I'm here for it. More
Gigantamax
holes, more power.
Blastoise. That's
weird. I didn't like that either.
I don't like that one.
What the hell?
Imagine it's just Shuckle, like they did with Dunsparce, where it's just Dunsparce, but with like it's just extended. It's just Shuckle, but instead of the limbs being limbs, they're
Dude,
also heads.
I kind of forgot they did that to Dunsparce. I'm not gonna lie.
Awesome. Power play. Absolutely alpha maneuver from Pokemon Company.
From one alpha to another, I can agree.
From one Apex. From one
Apex Predator to another, I agree.
I'm excited for what new stuff they make, and I'm willing to, despite the speculation that we come up with, or like the fun stuff that we would like to see or that would be fun to see, I'm still gonna enjoy whatever they actually give us. I'm not gonna like set up this thing for myself where it's like I'm not gonna enjoy it unless it's exactly what I think would be the coolest outcome, you know. It's still gonna be good, I'm sure. Speaking of speculation, I feel like there is a good chance that we're probably gonna get some more info or something regarding Az's Floette or AZ's Floette. However you want to say it.
How was that ever distributed?
It was never distributed. I also don't know how to pronounce that name. Sorry, you think it's insane that they never...
I just always said AZ.
I always said AZ too, but I feel like it's Az.
A-Z?
Yeah, well, that's why.
Did we just crack the code on this podcast?
I think people already cracked the code. I think we're pretty late to that.
As the alpha men that we are?
The Apex Predators.
Did the Apex Predators just...
don't love calling ourselves Predators, even if we're saying Apex in front of it.
I actually think calling us Apex is making it worse, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. We are not that podcast, okay?
Unless you donate right here.
Unless you buy these nootropic.
Hey, what are you at?
You can see it on the screen. Can you?
Yeah, I just want to hear you vocalize.
I don't want to say it out loud. I don't want to.
Audio listeners!
Huh?
I'm almost 200 over him.
That's still double though, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess you're not wrong. But I think my auto counter's a little fucked up. It's like counting 2 on some of them.
Well, then
I'm not gonna fix it because as an alpha predator, I just don't think I need to.
Is that how it works?
I'm establishing my dominance over the numbers.
This means that your good luck is so good that you are probably way more under odds than than it shows that you are. Correct. Usually when you're getting. So
when I get it, it's actually more impressive.
Disgusting.
And I'm more handsome.
It's disgusting. I'm gonna end on 212. I'm gonna stop on 212. You were on 400. I just watched it double count.
yeah, I'm telling you, it double counts.
I just watched your auto counter double count.
If we could get a listener, or I guess we want to get a listener. If we could get a viewer, this is for video viewers only. Fuck you, audio listeners. If there is any video viewers who can tell me the real count that we're at, that would be frigging epic.
Thanks for listening. You can catch us on Spotify. You can catch us on YouTube. You can find the RSS link to watch us or listen on whatever other podcast you want.
Retention strategy.
We are focus on Kiefer's balls.
Focus on me. Focus on me. Focus on me.
Listen to me. Focus on him. You can find us on Twitter at Soft Reset Pod. The Soft Reset Pod. You can find us on Blue Sky at the Soft Reset Pod.
That's us.
bsky.social on Twitter, and I am never calling it X. We're on Twitter at the Soft Reset Pod.
Let us know if you guys want a Soft Reset Discord server. And hey,
yeah. To be honest, sorry to cut you off, but the majority of what? Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just had to exert my little alpha prowess there. Everybody, you saw it.
The people who have shown us the stuff that they're shiny hunting has primarily been on Discord with our individual communities too. So if you just want a Soft Reset Discord where you can hang out and show stuff on there, that's cool too. We can do that.
Yes, ma'am.
But if you're shiny hunting with us or you're shiny hunting while you listen, show us what you're shiny hunting.
Yeah, let us know.
I want to see what you're
I'm
up to.
interested. I love this shit.
And if you
That's
get
why we're here.
Shiny during listening to the podcast, you have to you legally are required to pop off.
Yeah.
And you are legally required to send us a video of you popping off.
Your mother's maiden name.
Yep.
your IP address, your middle school and high school,
Yep.
both your dead grandparents.
We have the location of where your parents work and their job
Yep.
titles.
Yes.
And who is directly above them.
I know what you ate last night for dinner.
Yep.
Don't look out your window at 8:45 p.m. You will see me.
I know what your bowel movement schedule is.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.